Well, it's winter. Early, midwinter, whenever we have winter, or
Right.
how little winter we have.
We don't know.
We
winter
never
now.
know. We never know. But the question that we absolutely get asked the most this time of year, aside from can I plant,
Right.
would be, I don't need to feed. Why do I buy food? Aren't I supposed to stop
Right.
when fall hits?
Yes, and there's common knowledge out there is that you would stop fertilizing by October 1st, and
Right.
for some plants even into September. But most of those advisors are speaking about synthetic fertilizers. And what we offer is an organic fertilizer, and it's a slow release or what we call natural release fertilizer as well. So they don't work the same way
No.
in the garden or in the soil or around our plants. When you use a synthetic, especially let's say a synthetic form of nitrogen, that's what
Right.
the fear is. It's winter, I'm going to promote a lot of very tender new growth, and that's going to get bit by the next frost that comes in. And that
Right.
would happen in that case. But here, when you put down a slow release organic, it's not immediately available. It can
Correct.
take several weeks for microbes to start breaking those nutrients down and then working with the organic matter that you have in your soil to deliver those to the plant.
Right.
And they really deliver on demand.
Right.
And it's what we're doing here is replacing nutrients that our plants are using that would already be resident in our soils.
Right.
And nature doesn't say it's October 1st, we got to run out and take all the calcium and potassium and everything, phosphorus out of the soil. So plants are going to demand fertilizer based on temperature and moisture.
Right.
And through our winters, we don't get into that heavy snow cover and below zero for several months.
Right.
We'll have a period of 2 or 3 nights of a freeze, and then
Right.
we'll have balmy days in our 70s. During that time period, especially your foundational plants, things like your trees, fruit trees, shrubs, roses, perennials, that's the season of the year that they put out most of their root growth.
Right.
And their root growth during the fall is what gives them resilience for the next spring and definitely into summer, because we probably are going to have these heat wave and
Right.
droughty summers for a while.
Right.
When 70% of the nation is under drought, we can't escape it.
Right.
So it's that idea that what we're simply doing here is we're replacing natural nutrients. The plants are going to use them in the way nature intended,
Right.
the way they are programmed and genetically designed to work. And we're not going to have that issue.
Right.
Um,
And it's unaffected by temperature.
unaffected by
where,
temperature.
Where with synthetics, you will see something what they call dumping.
Right.
So when we get into these high heat situations, they just release everything.
Right.
So you really are more likely to cause burn.
Correct.
But you're doing nothing to promote the health of your plant and your soil.
Correct. And it does based on the soil. And we know so much more now about how plants work with photosynthesis, that they send carbohydrates in the form of sugars into the soil to feed the microbes. The microbes return the favor by returning nutrients to the
Right.
plant's roots. And so this works perfectly naturally.
It's just a symbiotic
It is.
relationship.
It's in concert with nature. You're not going to promote a lot of, very tender growth. You're not going to do anything that makes the plant weaker or less resistant to winter. You're actually going to boost that. So, when we look at this suite and the way it was designed, and a lot of thought and a lot of research and a lot of just growing and testing with it went into this system, where with a good soil that is, the proper texture, has
Right.
great drainage, holds the proper amount of moisture without being soggy at any point in time, then using compost that gives you both a bacterial and a fungal profile,
Yep.
and then working with naturally based fertilizers, that's all we're doing. We're
Right.
being Mother Nature's helping hand.
Plus the fact, they are not going to go bad.
Right.
You keep it dry. It has
Right.
no expiration on
Yes.
it. It's an easy to use, and
Right.
fine granule.
It is.
And
I
it's
love these
homogenized.
grains. Yes.
And I think that's a very important
Right.
point to make.
Yep.
You've got everything in every granule,
Yes.
so it doesn't matter where you reach into the bag.
Right.
You're getting what you
Right.
wanted to put down.
Very, very easy to distribute. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, very natural, very holistic way to manage your garden.
Well, it's completely easy.
It is completely easy.
Yeah, it's nothing. I tell people no muss, no fuss, no measurement. The worst thing you can do is just not use it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please don't do that. So basically, we share a philosophy that we can fertilize year-round. I often recommend in my classes that you use half as much twice as often, so that you always have that little amount available. Definitely use it in your bed prep, and if you have the luxury of preparing a bed and then waiting a few weeks before you start planting, that gives microbes a chance to start working with everything, kind of return that soil to its own sort of new native soil, and will give your plants everything they need the day that you plant.
Perfect.
And that fear of burning plants, that fear of just rampant growth. In the spring, rampant growth is going to attract aphids, and in the winter, it's going to get bit back.
And in the situation of a lawn, you're looking at a lot of disease.
Yes.
When we have a rainy spring.
Absolutely. And this system, just like I say, all we're doing is giving nature a helping hand. We're really just working the same way these plants were intended to be grown in the first place.
Absolutely.
Works beautifully.
It does work.